Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, I've practiced this dozens of times, and it'll be about 5 minutes, 15 seconds. But I'm reading it really fast. I don't know if you're going to...
It's 5:15, sure.
Okay. In my January 2017 deputation, I informed this board that Peel Police kept blocking my street check for related Freedom of Information requests and forcing me into appeal after appeal to the Information and Privacy Commissioner. And boy, did you people ever fool me. I didn't know until mid-October when I received yet another Freedom of Information access denied, this time slapped with a frivolous and vexatious claim that I finally figured out it wasn't PRP blocking my street check FOIs, but the chair of this board. I now realize it was the chair and this board who delegated the chief's lawyer, Linda Bordelot, to fight my appeal and write, quote, "We do not see a public interest," unquote, in 4 disputed records in a row. Well, the IPC disagreed and quite the contrary, ruled that the records had compelling public interest. And record 4, that secret 2014 Peel Police Street Check Board report that you showed no interest in, revealed all manner of violations of the Police Services Act, the Ontario Municipal Act, Ontario Human Rights Code, Peel Police Directives, Policies, and Code of Conduct, not to mention board adequacy standard policies, for example, management of police records. By far, the most profound violation revealed in your secret 2014 Peel Police Street Check Board report relates to records retention of street checks, PRP 17s. On page 16, under the heading Records Retention, the secret 2014 report states, quote, "There is a retention schedule for street checks and is in occurrences section number 302090101. The retention period is no charges event plus 1 year, charges event plus 5 years, V-class event plus 50 years. Niche is not subject to the retention schedule as a module is not built into the system to manage retention of records," unquote. Now contrast no charges event plus 1 year with what Chief Evans and then Inspector Ingrid Berkeley-Brown reported in September 2015. Regarding retention of PRP 17s, they wrote, quote, "These records are typically retained on an indefinite basis unless statutory requirements dictate otherwise. An environmental scan with surrounding police agencies revealed that information collected through their street check processes is also retained indefinitely," unquote. I immediately filed Freedom of Information for the actual Peel Police Records Retention Schedule just to see the thing with my own eyes. Summarized from the Peel Police Record Retention Schedule for PRP 17s, page 100. Office of Primary Interest, Criminal Investigation Bureau. When charges laid, total, event plus 5 years, disposition method instructions, ERSH. When charges not laid, total, event plus 1 year, disposition method instructions, ERSH. ER means erase, shred, and SH, shred. So you all did your best to keep hidden from the public that Peel Police street check forms and their related personal information were not supposed to be retained indefinitely as Evans and Berkeley-Brown claimed, but had a precise destruction schedule. For how many years has the Peel Police covert non-compliance to its PRP 17 street check retention schedule denied tens of thousands of people their right to be forgotten? The right to service of having their personal information expunged as per existing legislation. And you yourselves know what community PRP 17s affect the most. Chief Evans and Berkeley-Brown said there were 130,024 street check contacts between 2009 through 2014. Contacts. That's people carded. I have no idea how many of those 130,000 had erase rights of event plus 1 year, but can tell you that some who were charged are now past the 5-year retention and should have had their PRP information erased. Regarding the ministry's new street check regulation 5816, Chief Evans wrote, quote, "Peel Regional Police will commence a process to restrict access to the legacy street check data," unquote. You gotta love calling years of non-erased PRP 17s legacy street check data. As for will commence a process to restrict access, the majority of the chief's almost 200,000 legacy street check data should not exist. Page 10 in the 2015 street check process goes on to lie. Quote, "Currently there is no mandatory requirement necessitating regular review and audit of street check forms within the system," unquote. There were mandatory requirements in that Peel Police Records Retention Schedule and in the board's management of police records, which state, quote, "The Chief of Police shall, B, ensure members act with full respect for human dignity," unquote, And, quote, "The chief of police shall regularly review collection, security, retention, use, disclosure, and destruction of police records as may be required to ensure the integrity of the police service directive and/or procedure," unquote. So there were mandatory requirements. That's it. I hope I did it in under 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Van Cooper. Chief or Linda Bordlow, you have any comments?
No, I have no comments, Chair.
Okay. Any comments from the board? Questions? Move the motion to receive this deputation. Sue McFadden, second by Frank Dale. All in favor? Move. Thank you.
Comments. How can there be no comments? Wow.
And therefore be it resolved, the Peel Regional Police work closely with the Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services to fully disclose how the data is collected, how long it's retained,